We already live. Mic check 1 2 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Oh. Vanessa's on. I see that.
Hello, hello. Hey, y'all. Come on in. Come on in. It's the Caravan of Dreams, the redo. You know what it is. It's 8 something. It's Monday evening. Y'all come on in. Talk to us. Be sure and like and share. Like and share. Tell somebody that the Caravan of Dreams is on.
Okay. Sound like it's working.
All right. Hey, y'all. Hey, come on in, everybody. We appreciate y'all for joining us.
Oh, is that my phone? You sound like you louder than me.
Roger Anderson, how you doing? Thank you for joining us. Roger Anderson.
Dang. You didn't even hear me.
Vanessa, hey. We sure appreciate you. Hello, everybody. Thank y'all for coming on in today. Marcus Jackson, breadwinners indeed. All right.
Bird, what's going on? Rod, what's going on? Okay. It ain't too bad.
All right. We're gonna go ahead and get started. Hopefully, the people will come on in, catch up with us.
Because if they don't, she'll jump off.
Anyway, I haven't done that in a minute since last year. Anyway, so let's talk about this. We'll start off with the whole situation with Ron DeSantis. He decided to um, bring in this law or whatever that they're executing in Florida, saying that we're going to teach the students. So in the schools, they're going to teach the students. And I don't know if that means they're going to go changing books or, what I'm saying, changing the textbooks to say what they wanted to say, meaning that slavery was beneficial to African Americans, that during slavery, the African Americans learned some skills. So why are y'all saying that slavery wasn't a good thing? It was a good thing. So that's how Ron DeSantis says. Now, mind you, this man wants to be the next president. Oh, wow.
I got some interesting perspective on that, man. I can't lie. When I saw it, posted or whatever the case, or the ad or the what is it, the story, I was emotional about it. Not crying emotional, but I mean, I was enraged like most of us are. But I got some interesting perspective from a man, Baba Amin, over there. Shout out Baba Amin. That Black history is being taught. It's mandated to be taught in Florida, regardless of. This is only one part of an entire Black history curriculum that's taught, that's mandated to be taught in Florida. That's not a bad thing. what we're talking about, that is posted, that is on the article or whatever the case.
Right.
That's one thing out of, I think it was like 216 things that are touched upon as far as the Black History program or Black History curriculum in Florida.
Okay.
And then you look and see how many states are teaching Black history in America. 12 states. Only 12 states. 38 states that are not teaching any, that are not required to teach any Black history of any kind in America. I mean, so that kind of, I don't know, that kind of gives me some interesting perspective on it, because that part right there is only one piece, and it's 216 other pieces of Black history that they're teaching that are mandated to be taught in Florida, and that cannot be a bad thing. That that one thing right there, that's DeSantis.
Uh-huh.
That's him and his
Right.
mess. And although I don't like it, I do like the fact that Black history is being taught in that state. It's mandated to be taught in that state, because it's not mandated to be taught here. You
Okay.
don't have to teach it here at all, any part of
Okay. So now, like Roger Anderson said, he said they're starting out on the wrong foot.
it. It's not a start.
Okay. I mean, but the fact that okay, they are mandated to teach it, but you're saying that the fact that they're teaching it, hey, that makes everything okay.
It don't make everything okay, but everything, we're talking about politics here. When is everything okay when you talk about
I
politics?
know, but the fact that what Ron DeSantis is saying is basically let's smooth it over and make the black kids think that slavery wasn't a bad thing.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. I'm not
And
saying
you're
that's a good. I'm not saying that's a good thing. The fact that Black history is mandated to be taught, period,
okay.
is a good thing.
I mean, okay, yes, great, but it matters how it's being taught.
Now, here's another perspective about Florida. Florida practices this thing called school choice. You know what school choice is?
That they get to go wherever they want to go, right?
You actually get a stipend. You actually get like $10,000 towards education, and you can send them to private school or wherever you want them to go to get educated. So if you don't like the
Okay.
public education system in
Mhm,
Florida,
mhm.
you can actually apply and get $10,000 towards education for your child.
Is this everybody?
It's
Everybody?
everybody in Florida.
Okay.
Texas tried that. I used to go down to Austin back when my kids were school age, and we go down and we were pro school choice. Of course, they knocking it down. It's like, no,
Right.
we ain't gonna give you no money to go outside our education system. But Florida practices that. It's like you kind of got to look at it from a practical standpoint.
Hmm.
Although Florida has that situation,
Mm-hmm.
they're further than us.
Hmm.
We deeper in a sunken place than they are. Even with that, we deeper in a sunken place than they are, because we ain't got to talk about it at all. It could just stay up under the rug, whether you want to
I
discuss
mean,
it or not.
yes, at the end of the day, our governor is more ignorant than Ron DeSantis. So yeah, if you want to say it that way, but I don't think that's something that can make what he's doing okay.
I never said it was okay. But once again, when you
So
talk about politicians, what politician is 100% okay?
I mean, right, I get it, but that's going to be big. Most of the students are going to go to the public schools, and what he's trying to, you know,
That's where we educate our kids.
now we saw how that went during COVID.
Okay.
People was educating their own
Well,
kids,
that's your
right?
fault. They planning on us to not teach our kids.
Hey.
DeSantis is like YouTube. DeSantis is like the media that's out right now.
Hmm.
If you don't teach your kids, then what? Somebody else will, right?
I mean, indeed,
So
indeed.
DeSantis said, if you don't teach your kids at home, we gonna teach them that slavery helped them,
Hey.
and it ain't necessarily, his fault in that situation.
Hmm.
Like,
Hmm.
he's a politician. You know what I'm saying? He went through the proper channels to be in that place of power.
Right.
He does not have a place of power in the black home.
Yeah.
We got to teach our own kids our history,
This is true. This is true. But we know that that is not always done.
and that's our fault. And whatever our plight is, we deserve it.
Go ahead and read the count comments.
Terza said, "Thank you, Johnny, for the balanced commentary. Most people hit the talking point and stay there without looking up all the information. And that's what Bobby encouraged me to do, and that's why I watch him. He's a very, intelligent brother. If you don't know who he is, Bobby, I mean, very intelligent dude. But he explored another aspect of it. We just saw that one aspect, one thing. Is 216 things that are taught, and I don't have all 216 of those things. You can look it up, and that's one thing that we got to start doing is looking stuff up. But I can almost guarantee that it's not all along those lines, along those bad lines right there. Like in all things, we got a balance. We got things on both sides of the spectrum. And your education system, it's not gonna have things, everything. You're not gonna agree with everything that's in there.
I mean, of course, definitely. I mean, at the end of the day, the thing is that all I'm saying is, yes, yes, it is the parents, it is the responsibility of the home, the parents or the whoever it is that take care of the kids. It is their responsibility to teach their kids, right? But we know from COVID that it doesn't happen. And the fact that he would even have them to put that in those kids' head. Now, my thing is this something that are the teachers going to have to do that? Are they changing the textbooks? What is it that
Black history is a curriculum that is mandated to be taught to every student in the school system in Florida. Yes.
so they're going to make changes to the
They're
textbooks?
going to make that change. That's one change of the many aspects of Black history that they teach.
Well, and essentially, let's just say, so as a teacher, you don't have to dwell on that, right?
You have to touch on it. It's like any curriculum. You have to at least touch on it. It's mandated.
Hmm. You have to touch on the fact that slavery was a benefit.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Mm. Okay.
But if you let your kids be misguided, that is your fault. You already know it's coming. It's our fault, even from the COVID perspective. If we know that, teaching in the home or whatever is not work, or we're not doing it, if we know we're not doing it, what's keeping us from doing it? We can't just sit back and be like, well, you know what? It don't work.
Well, I mean, come on. All parents are not the same. All parents are not going to feel like you feel. All of them are not going to, go against whatever. Hey, is that what they teach you at the school? Then whatever. Come on now. Some parents out there
So
that's
why are we letting them take advantage of us like that? That's what they're doing. They know, we, like you said, I know, we all know that we're not going to teach anything outside of what the public school district is teaching. Why are we going to sit back and allow them to impart that into us? Why?
you know what? I guess here's the thing. So we are speaking before the whole situation, gets going, right? I guess um I'm just saying
But
from the
that's what you
history.
have to understand, though. That's one part of the situation. If there are 216 things that they're teaching on, and it's one thing, that means that this one thing is less than 1% of Black history curriculum in
So
Florida.
what we're saying is you're saying it's not even really important,
I'm not saying it's not
that it won't
important.
make an
I'm not.
impact.
I'm saying if it's important to you, then teach over that.
Mhm.
Have control over your home,
Mhm.
and that's anybody in Florida. And if you just don't like it, exercise your school choice, because that is your right. You can go to a whole other school.
My thing is maybe, okay, let's just say for instance, Lyric and Trey as elementary school kids, right? And Miss their teacher that they had back then,
Miss
she was
Crosby.
teaching, Miss Crosby was teaching this curriculum that you disagreed with. They came home and you was like, no, this is what it is, and we're going to do this. And they go back to school and she said, no, this, and that's what we're going to do for the purposes of this test. This what, and so it's a back and forth situation, right? What I
No,
mean,
no, not in that situation. We can't use that as far as Miss Crosby, because I went there because I was not agreeing with the public school system. So
I
we
know, but
can't.
I'm just using that as an example
Right.
of
But I'm paying for that. It's not a free service. See, the public school system is a free service.
right, right. But what I'm saying is, just here at home, you're teaching the child this,
Hmm.
but when they get to school, they're learning this, and then what I'm saying. Don't you think that's gonna have the kid? Now
Mm-mm.
some of these kids are gonna be like, no, my mom and dad said so and such and such.
Okay. If it's my kid, I go down there and I stand on it with them.
Okay, Okay.
That's the thing about owning your own home. That's the thing about being in control of your own home and freedom of speech.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have to be an authority above the teacher that's at school. You have to be an authority above
In a
DeSantis
perfect
and
world,
his
yes.
people. It's not even in a perfect world. It's not
Um,
even. It's not in a perfect world. Everybody will teach beyond that, but it doesn't have to be perfect in order for 50% to teach that. It doesn't have to be perfect in order for 75% of black homes to teach that.
well,
That's less than perfect.
right. I mean, I hope that parents think, you know, that is a thing. I hope that there are parents out there who feel like, you know what, let me get my kid to, a better school, a private school, or whatever the case may be, take advantage of school choice. But, it's some that's just not going to happen,
But you
right?
know what? That's why we have this podcast, this very podcast right here. That's why Baba Amin has his podcast, so I can get that information from him and get that out to other people. It's
Mhm.
each one teach one. Everybody's not going to wake up at the same time, but it is our job as members of society to get that information out there by whatever means that we have. That
Right,
don't mean we're going to make it perfect overnight, but I can go to sleep tonight feeling good that I gave somebody some valuable information.
right,
Somebody might get some information in Florida. Somebody might not know that they got school choice in Florida.
right.
So it's each one teach one. If one person got that information, I did my job today.
This is true. This is true. So if you have a family or someone in Florida, please, share with them this information. Hopefully, hopefully they get it.
I mean, I'm not gonna hope because whoever's meant for, they're gonna get it.
Indeed.
And at some point, we as a people have to learn to not be controlled. I think somebody, what was it? Terza said, critical thinking is critical. It
Mhm.
is. And we got to critically think about that situation. I'm glad I ran across that podcast today because it put a totally different perspective on it. When I first saw that, I was mad. It's like, man, they trying to whitewash, like I think Charles Watley said on
Right,
here. It's
right.
called whitewashing. It's like, man, they trying to whitewash black history.
Yeah.
But we didn't go in and look and see that black history is being taught, period.
Mm-hmm.
Like I say, it's two extremes. That one part, yeah, we don't like that one part, but at least it's mandated to be taught. Like when you talk about whitewashing, Texas, that's whitewashing. They ain't got to teach it at all. We don't have to exist in history at all in Texas.
Right.
So, you know,
Indeed. Well, there you have it. There you have it. So good luck, Florida. I hope that you all, man, I'm hoping that there will be a change as far as even the governor there, because
they ain't gonna
well now,
change
but he is running for
president.
president,
Yeah,
and so you know they're hoping that someone else will come in and kind of sweep him on out the way, because
that
they don't think he's going to win as far as the Republican. It's probably going to be Trump. So
I
anyway, there's
mean,
that.
he's Trump Jr. And I think even with him not being in power, he's gonna have one of his minions,
Hmm.
there to keep that thing going. That's it's not necessarily because DeSantis is just one guy, and we want to criminalize that one guy, but there's a whole system in place in Florida.
Yeah, I mean,
That thing had to get passed. You know what I'm saying? Some
right.
people had to pass that,
Yes, indeed. I
not just
mean,
DeSantis.
it's not just him. It's the fact that he even would be okay with it. But that's the same thing with Texas. It's not just the governor we have. It's the whole crew of them. So
I mean, it's blatant.
yeah,
Oppression in America is blatant anyway. So for this man to come out and just be blatant about it, it no longer shocks me. It used to. Years ago, it used to shock me.
right.
But these are people that have been thinking like this for a long time. Generations and generations and generations. This has been passed down. This is a
Right.
learned behavior.
Right.
So for me to see it, at least I get to see who this dude is because there's some people out here that are smiling in our faces,
Yeah.
you know, and
Right.
doing a totally different thing.
Right. True.
So at least I can see this enemy, so I know what to fight. DeSantis showed himself, so we know at least we know who to fight.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
a
Oh
lot of
yeah.
our
He's
oppression we
showing
can't.
himself. Yeah.
A lot of our oppression we can't see.
That's true. That's true.
Let's see. Patrick said that's how he is about this health stuff. Eating clean is if I get one, I'm good, and that's true. Each one teach one. Each one teach one. We're not all Martin Luther King. We ain't all Malcolm X out here. If all of us each one teach one, we could be a movement in whatever, whether it be health, whether it be education, whatever the situation. Each one teach one. Terza said the media gives us the little bit of information that makes us emotional and illogical and fighting each other. What's the name of the podcast that you watch? The podcast that I watch was, I think it's Fighting the Algorithm. It's Baba Amin and brother Bomani. No, shoot, Dr. Bomani. Um, Baba Amin pretty much gave, I guess, put the subject out there, and then Bomani, he expounded upon it. He was the one who came up, he looks into educational policy in Texas and things like that. So he was the one who looked into it as far as what they actually teach as far as Black history out there. And like I say, once he came with that perspective that Black history is at least recognized out there, because they get a Black history. And to quote what they said in their podcast, out there in Florida, they give Black history. Here in Texas, they gave us Juneteenth.
Right.
So I'd rather get a Black history curriculum, right, wrong, and indifferent, than to get an off day, because we're not learning nothing from that.
At all. So
But yeah, it's Baba Amin. It's called Fighting the Algorithm. Just look him up, Baba Amin, Baamin. They had some real valuable information, some real interesting perspective. Shout out to them.
all right. Okay, so now let's. I hate to go on another bill that is kind of upsetting, but so in California, the Democrats, no doubt, blocked a bill that would make child trafficking a felony. So they felt like it's not a felony to do child trafficking. If you do that, we'll slap you with a fine or a misdemeanor or whatever. But that is disturbing. That's disturbing. Um, at the end of the day, the thing is that who's looking out for these kids? It doesn't seem that it's a big deal to the lawmakers. Wow, that's real special. And I would venture to say that it's a lot of dirty stuff going on in California. So some people are they're trying to protect some people, right? I guess if they get caught with a child trafficking situation, they won't get in much trouble because they've decided that it's not worth a felony. So that's crazy.
I mean, that just says something about the Democrats. And we love our Democrats. Black folks, we love our Democrats, don't we?
Yeah, yeah, that's ugly.
So
That's ugly.
it just says something about our, and one that I think we touched on it a little bit earlier, or I touched on it a little bit early. No political party is perfect.
Right.
No political party has everything that we want all in one party.
Hmm.
So you got to kind of pick your poison on that.
Right. Right.
I'm not big on the whole political affiliations thing anymore because you got a mixture in both of them. It's some Republican stuff that I definitely agree with, especially regarding the economy. Um, Democrats, I don't know. I'm
I
gonna
mean,
leave that
and
alone.
you know what? I guess for me, it's not so much, whether it was Democratic or Republicans. I mean, must have been some Republicans that agreed with it too, because if it passed. But the thing is that why are y'all protecting these people that are doing child trafficking? That's the question here. So definitely some pockets being lined. Somebody's definitely getting paid behind this. I mean, has to be, because usually that's what happens, right? When it's some type of bill or something passed or didn't pass, somebody's getting paid. The question is why? Why are we protecting these people?
Because it's about money and power.
I'm saying for this reason, the whole child trafficking thing. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious. Like, read it for what it is.
right.
They don't give a damn about the child. They give a damn about the money.
Yes. some sick people out here. That's what that is. So
I mean, there's some sick people at the top of the food chain up there.
yeah,
But you got to look at it for what it is. Who did you say blocked it?
Democrats.
Oh, okay. Our favorite people, right?
I mean, like I said, it doesn't matter to me if it was Democratic, Republican,
Why?
whoever. I'm saying that's not the issue. The issue is the fact that the whole thing was blocked anyway.
By who? Like, if it was blocked, if it bothers you that it was blocked, you saying it don't bother you? Who did
Well,
it?
I'm saying, okay, yes, it was the Democrats that blocked it, but I'm sure some Republicans had to agree with it too, right, for it to pass. But
For it
what
to
I'm
not
saying
pass.
is for it
Some
to not pass.
Republicans had to block it.
Yes, some of them had to agree with it as well. Maybe the Democrats were the ones who brought it up or who put it on the table or whatever the case may be. But
They can't be the ones to put it on the table. They won't put it. Why would they put it on the table and block their own selves?
well, what I'm saying is it was their idea to block it, and some Republicans had to agree. But more than that, it's the fact that it's being done, right? That's all I'm saying. I just think that we need to get to the bottom of who's buying into this. Who is it that's putting money in these people's pockets to block something that will make child trafficking a felony? So obviously it's California, so it must be some celebrities, some big money people. What's their interest in this, right?
Oh, no, that's above my pay grade, man.
All right, let's go on. Let's move on. So listen, um,
Jersey said if you watch the Dems closely, there are a few things they're doing that doesn't protect the children. It's coming from the top as well. Uh, I ain't gonna piss off black folks like that, boy, because we love our Democrats.
yeah. Anyway, so this weekend, this was in Dallas, and there was some parents that I don't know how this happened. They accidentally locked their child in the car with the keys. Car not running. So at HEB in the HEB parking lot, um, I guess when they realized or came back from out of the store, they saw that they had now this weekend was hot. It was hot. We were in the 100 plus degrees. They locked their child, forgot their child in the car with the keys. And so they did, they at least they did bust open the windshield or whatever to, save the child, but okay, so it's too hot to be leaving kids in the cars. Like I don't know if one thought the other one got the kid. Like how do you both parents go inside of a store and not realize you don't have your kid? What's going on?
We're a busy society.
Huh?
I said we're a busy society. I can't vouch for them, but I can't condemn them either. Cause I done some dumb stuff myself. You know what?
Leaving a kid in the car, that's
I
John Girl
mean,
said crack.
she said crack.
Okay.
I mean, when you get in the habit of leaving your kids in the car, I don't know. Maybe everybody on here is perfect, and ain't nobody ever left their kid in the car before. But when you get in the habit of doing that, and you do it over and over, when you get away, it's kind of like cheating. When you get away with it the first time, you're gonna do it again. It gets easier and easier and easier.
Okay. So we've heard about this before, but that's usually one parent. One parent they run in and oh God, I forgot that, right?
This was both parents.
Both parents. What are y'all doing? Both parents. Like, if one forget, the other one should remember. I just don't understand how both parents get out the car, go in the store, and then realize nobody got the kid. That's come on.
Yeah, I ain't look. It's pretty dumb, but I ain't here to judge. I've done some dumb stuff in my life. I think I might have left my kids in the car before.
With the
I don't know about with the keys. That's a matter of a whole lot of mistakes culminating. I talk about that all the time. As far as that's just a lot of mistakes culminating. Your first mistake was leaving the kid in the car. Just forgetting, especially in Texas, leave your kid in the car. I don't. I don't forgot left my kid in the car before. Both of their ads, I left them in the car before. Yeah, I have. It was years back, but it has happened. Didn't happen a whole lot.
Before this new son,
I
before
don't
this son, the
I don't
heat like we got.
I don't know about no new son. We're not gonna go into that one.
I mean, I'm not
Hot is
saying
hot. Hot is hot. Hot car is hot car. It's been hot in Texas since I've been living. I don't know. Yeah, you say it's hotter. I don't know. I ain't gonna get into that. But I done did some dumb stuff. These parents did some dumb stuff. That's basically what that comes down. He said I done cheated, but never cracked or left the kid unattended in the car on accident. I done left my kid in the car on accident. I can't lie. I can't lie. They lived through it though. But I have left my kids in the car on accident. I was in a hurry. I've done a few dumb things in my child rearing process.
Chantel said, put a note on your steering wheel and look back. Yeah, just say look back, and that way. I don't know. I feel like with two parents and y'all was doing too much. Something was going on. Maybe they was arguing or something. Something was
I
happening.
don't. I think they left their kid in the car on purpose. I think the problem was leaving the keys in the car. Because a lot of times you run in the store, it's like I'm gonna run in the store, I'm gonna grab this and be right back. But to leave your kid and the keys in the car, something ain't right. I think the leaving the kid in the car was normal. I don't know how old was the kid.
Oh, it must have been a young kid because they had to break the windshield.
Young kid, infant.
Mm-hmm.
Now I don't know about leaving an infant. I don't know. I definitely need more details. You got to. Can you Google it? Now, if it's an
Tell us.
infant, you got a whole different situation. A kid that can talk, and I guess I see that now because I guess if it's a kid that can talk, a kid you can communicate with, they can just open the door. So that means they left their infant. But then again, when you got an infant child, that means you got new parents.
Which
So
means what? They feel like they too new. They forgot. So that
yeah,
was
they
probably
probably
why.
forgot. They probably forgot if they new parents. I mean, they made a grave mistake. Because I'm with KJ. Not both parents forgot. Man, look, I can't speak for him. I can't speak for him. It was definitely a mistake. Now I ain't trying to validate none of it. It was definitely a mistake. You looking this thing up?
Mm-hmm. This is a baby. That's keys.
Yeah, I'm with you, James. It's got to be crack or some good drugs. It might even be crack. It might be, might have been smoking something else. Might have been some good kush or something that made them forget.
It's not clear how long the baby was, but it was 105 around that time.
No charges are being filed.
So I don't know. It never didn't say how long, but it was a baby.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I don't know if I ain't. I'm trying to think. But then, man, like I said, when you're a new parent, I don't know how new they were as parents. But if this is their first baby, shoot, that's a mistake that they just better not make no more.
Yeah, I'm sure that scared him. I'm sure it scared him. So anyway, so let's talk about this. So Monica was the singer. Monica had a concert. What?
Chantel said no charges. Must be
Must have been what?
non-melanated.
Indeed. Yes, they were. That is
Yeah,
correct.
because they
That is
kept it
correct.
they kept it a secret. No names were released or none of that stuff.
Right. Right.
Yeah, couldn't have been us. They had to
Okay.
put our whole criminal history on there.
Everything you did, the fact that you left keys in the car, you ran in the gas station to get, all that. All that. Yeah. So Yes, you are correct. All right. So the singer Monica, she had a concert this weekend, and so she looks down. While she's on stage, she looks down and see this dude punch his girl in the face. Right. So Monica goes smooth off, like her whole tone, everything changed. She went off on this dude. She jumped down into the audience to go and confront this dude, her and then her security all behind her, but she was going off on this dude because she saw this dude punch the girl in the face. Now what, why, who does that at a concert? Like, it wasn't like it was thousands of people. She could actually see, it was very, what I'm saying, like close in proximity, to the point where she jumped down into the audience and went and confronted this dude. Now, what kind of, who is this dude? Why would you do that, sir?
Is he comfortable?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it was not the first time, right? Obviously. But the fact that he had Monica going off on him, yeah,
I
yeah, I feel
mean,
real stupid. And then of course everybody else was like, "Oh yes, yeah," they was all behind Monica, of course. So I think and she told them to get him out of there. She was calling him all kind of names or whatever.
like the girl stayed. I hope Monica gave her a ride home.
Hey, right? They needed to follow her home so she could get her stuff. That's what they needed to do.
I mean, that's what Monica needs to do. If she want to jump in the middle of the situation,
I mean,
then
nobody, she said it triggered her. It triggered her. So apparently she done been through something, right?
oh, she been through a lot. You ain't never, you don't listen to her music.
I mean, no, I don't. I
She done
mean, no,
had
no.
the
I'm
she
saying
done
I
she was
don't
a mini
listen
Mary
to
J.
words
She
like
done
that.
went through the cheating boyfriends and all that stuff, marriage, divorce,
Okay, I mean, I
all
know she's
that.
been married and divorced a few times, or whatever, but she must have been abused or something because she said that triggered her to see that dude
Say she
punch the girl.
done dated rappers, athletes. She done been through the whole 9 yards. So I'm telling her what she done been through.
Yeah,
But even with that trigger situation, you know, you want to protect her. You might want to look at protecting her past that concert.
oh yeah, yeah. That's
You
what I'm
know, just
saying.
to throw him out of there. Shoot, you might want to get her into a shelter for
Right,
battered women.
right, right.
Um,
Somebody need to take her home. Everything. Yep.
and then you got to check with her and make sure that she want to leave,
Yeah.
because you can do all the fussing and fighting you want to, and
Right.
she be right back over there with the dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I say, Chantel. You got to be famous to be breaking up fights.
Mm-hmm.
Say call security, and even with security, these people they lives are intertwined.
Right.
So
Right.
it's like, if you want to intervene in that kind of manner, you're gonna have to do it on,
Yeah, you have to do the
you're
whole
gonna have to do it
full.
past the concert.
Right. Right. Indeed.
So, and
Indeed.
I understand her being triggered, and I ain't mad at her for stopping the situation and none of that stuff. But shoot, like I said, if you're gonna be an advocate like that, then you gonna have to put in the work.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, but you know what? It looked good for her at the time because, I mean, everybody was behind Monica, doing this. So, but like you say, somebody was going to have to go home with this lady to make sure she was going to be safe because I'm sure the dude was embarrassed, number one, but he was his fault. He was the one who hit her. Like right there in the audience. Why would you do that?
Once again, they got to go home,
Yeah.
and for as bad as she embarrassed him, you're gonna have to watch out for that lady,
Right.
because I don't think he does well. Obviously, he doesn't do
Right.
well in adverse situations.
Right. Right. This is true. This is true. So, okay, so let's talk about this. So, Dwight Howard, the basketball player, of course, he's facing a lawsuit, um, allegedly for assault and battery after meeting a man on IG. So he met this dude on Instagram. I guess he, was feeling the dude or whatever. And they went through a whole, texting back and forth and, telling the dude to come on over and this, that, and the third. So Dwight proceeds to say, say, man, listen. He said, I'm not gay. He said, I just like freaky stuff. Right. And so the dude was like, okay, I understand, and they went back and forth. They got a whole texting, story. The dude posted it, right? So now he's saying that Dwight lured him over for and basically made him have a threesome with another man. So three dudes, a
But he ain't
threesome.
gay.
Who, Dwight?
Yeah.
He said he's not gay. He likes freakiness. He said I'm not gay. He said I'm just like I like freakiness.
Uh, He'd be better off just saying, "I'm not gay. I have gay tendencies."
He's not gonna put that nowhere on him.
Dude on dude is gay. I'm sorry, dude on dude is gay. That's just. I'm sorry. That's just homo. That's the thing about homosexual. That's homo. Same one. Same sex. Homosexual. Slang term for homosexual. Gay.
He said he is not. He said he
Okay.
told a man. He said I'm not gay. Say man, I'm not gay. I just like freakiness or whatever.
Oh, Dwight
So
been saved, bro. Dwight, number one, Dwight been, and he's been in this before.
right,
With some. I think he has some transgender situations
right,
going
right,
on, and
right.
so you know, uh, yeah, he like what he like. Just-
But and so here's the thing is, they said even when he was with his baby mama, one of the baby mamas, the one that was on Housewives or whatever, that so he ended up suing her because he actually made her sign an NDA. But when she started talking, then that violated the whole NDA situation. But apparently he didn't make this dude sign no NDA because now this dude is going after him. He's saying, "Hey, you made me come over there for a threesome." And so I feel like I was forced, and now I need some money.
Mama Venice say he's in denial. That's true.
Clearly.
James, they say rip him out the plastic. You feeling brand new. I mean, it seems like some dang, what do they call that? Extortion situation right
Yeah.
there.
Yes.
It seemed like an extortion situation. So maybe dude didn't get what he wanted. And he's like, you gonna give me some money or something, or
Right.
I'm finna out this whole situation. I got
Right.
text messages, everything.
Right. And so here's the thing. At the end of the day, if Dwight would just go ahead and say, listen, I'm a basketball player and I'm gay. So that way it's all out in the open and then nobody's surprised about anything. Then people can't put stuff out on you that because everybody already know. But as it stands right now, people can say stuff and he be like, dang it, I gotta pay. You know what I'm saying? Because he don't want it outed. Well, guess what?
You
You the
got
only
out
one
of
thing people don't know. Everybody know.
yeah, it's out. It's out anyway.
Yeah, but he's still trying to keep it hush, and that's what make people extort him.
I mean, maybe he needs to use some self control. Maybe before he started all this texting and all that good stuff right there, get that NDA signed. You
Right.
know, it's people, celebrities that go to their grave and we don't know who they was fooling with
Right.
because of them signed NDAs.
Right.
So yeah, just you got to use some self control, especially if you're a celebrity.
Yeah.
And that ain't just with men; that's with anybody.
Right.
You got to use some self control. Shoot,
Right.
men. I can only speak from my perspective. We get stimulated, man, and we lose our thought. We lose critical thinking.
Yeah.
We lose critical thinking.
I think the best who ever did it was probably Prince.
I wasn't gonna say the name, but
Because I mean, hey, um, look, we saw Prince, but in public he was with Vanity and all these different people,
man,
whatever.
pretty girls,
But
man. He had the pretty ones.
what else was going on? Because I don't know any real men that wore heels and all the
And
stuff
lace and
that
all that stuff.
Prince was, and we let Prince wear it because we was like, that's okay. He Prince and he looked like a prince and he can wear whatever you want to wear. Leave him alone.
I mean, he
So
talented. Talent gets you real far in the entertainment industry, and he was a
right.
very talented dude. So as long as he was giving us that good music, good feel good music, it was like, look, what would you want to wear?
You don't have to watch Dynasty. Yep. I mean, we just let him say whatever he wants to say.
We're gonna say, how are you gonna make him come over? Just tell the truth about your nastiness.
I mean, at the end of the day, right? Because he asked the guy to come over, and he let him know that he said, "How about a threesome?" And the guy was like, "Well, who else is over there?" And he was like, "It's another man." And he was like, "Oh, I'm on my way." Right. Then when he say he on his way, that means so you knew it was gonna happen,
Man.
but you went anyway. And now
Mm.
you want to say the man forced you to do some things. So what they said was he said that Dwight forced himself, like on him, essentially.
Dwight ain't no little dude. So
Right.
he folded my man up. Went
So
prison on him. He went booty warrior on him.
hey, I don't know, but
I
the man knew what
mean,
he was in
he
for.
definitely knew what he was in for. Anybody who watched the news, anybody who follow any kind of entertainment, even loosely, know what Dwight Howard about. So if he told him straight up, he says another dude over here, and what about a
Right.
threesome?
Right.
Like that's the time to bow out.
Right.
You know what
Right.
I'm saying? That's the
Right.
time to be like, you know what? I
Right.
don't know.
Because I mean, the thing is this was not the first trip over. Because they had already been together before.
Oh,
Yeah, they had already been together. It was just him and the two of them. And then the next time he asked him, he said, "Hey, what you doing, big head?" So want to know if he can come over. He said, "How about a threesome?" Now,
God.
mind you, the man's still at home at this time, so he had every right to say, "Oh, no, 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 no," but he did not.
Dwight say, I got my boy over here. I
Right. Uh
told him
huh.
about your skill level and shit. I need you to come over here and
Exactly.
do what you do. Do that thing you did last
Wow.
time.
Wow.
Oh my
Exactly.
God.
Exactly.
Chantel said, "No, Dwight big as hell. He is. He's a big dude. Like if you afraid that he's gonna make you do something, or like he a big ass dude. Like don't go over there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't
Right.
step through the threshold of the home. Like leave that situation alone. You almost you know I ain't gonna say he put himself because nobody deserves to be assaulted, but you gotta use your sense. You gotta use your common sense, man.
Right.
Gotta
Right.
use your common sense.
Right.
Bennett said, I can't comprehend bone on bone. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, that's that man's preference. And what he needs to do is he needs to be honest with himself about his preference. That's really
Mm-hmm.
what that is. He wouldn't be having these issues if he was just
Right.
honest with himself.
Right.
Shoot, he rich enough to where he could pretty much be secluded. He don't even got to be judged. Just, stay in your big old mansion and
Right.
turn off social media for a little while.
Well, what they're saying right now is at the end of the day, he only making $1 million a year.
Oh,
So where he used to been making, his contracts were multi millions. He's only making $1 million a year, so he don't really have that kind of money to just, be throwing out like that. And he can't just stop. So there you have it. There's that.
okay.
So
Okay. He say he should have made. Yeah, we talked about that at the beginning.
yeah,
NDAs. He
yeah, yep, yep.
should have had him sign an NDA, man. But
Right,
since he didn't,
right,
oh boy took it. Man. But the thing about that is now he probably ain't gonna come away with nothing.
right. Because you don't put it out there, and so at the end of the day, the white is like, okay, what?
He probably I don't know. He ain't in too much denial.
Yeah,
He just I guess he in denial about what his title is.
right,
There ain't no denial about what he like and what his preference
right,
is, nothing like
right.
that. It's
He
just
still say he is not gay.
right. It's the
Period.
title that you put on his
Right,
preferences that he has a problem with.
right, right.
So I guess.
Yeah,
I guess he needs to be more careful since he broke, and he ain't even broke. He just got to spend his money better. But that's a whole nother
right,
situation
right. A
right
million dollars a year is almost
yeah,
broke, but hey, you know, I mean, I would imagine he's used to paying out some hundreds of thousands or whatever. So,
I'm sure. I'm
mhm.
sure. But I mean, you just I don't know. I don't.
Yeah,
I can't speak in respect. I ain't never been a millionaire, or a
right,
multi-millionaire.
right, right, right,
So, but you got to change your lifestyle, man.
right.
You say no waiver, no booty.
Oh gosh, indeed, indeed, indeed. So listen, this is the last story. So this happened in Charlotte, North Carolina. There was a 25-year-old. She at the club, right, meets this dude, older dude. Dude brings her home. Now, mind you, the 25-year-old, all she see, he must got some money. You know what I'm saying? So she go home with the dude, and come to find out that the dude has a wife. Cause why? Cause the wife comes home, and so now the 25-year-old, her mom says the girl ended up leaving her a voicemail saying that the people were torturing her. And then what ended up happening, the wife of this man shoots and kills her. And then she calls 911 and say, this girl was in my house, and they let her pay bond out. Now,
What in the Tubi movie? Wait a minute. Okay, hold on. Let's start back from the beginning. I didn't catch it
mhm,
all off my bad.
mhm.
You said,
So the young lady, she's 25, and
mm-hmm,
so she meets an older man. I
mm-hmm,
think he's about 60
mm-hmm.
in the club. Nice looking man, whatever. He got look like he got some change.
Okay.
So he said, "Come on home with me,"
Mm-hmm.
right? So she go home with him, and shortly thereafter, the wife comes home, and so at some point, I guess the young lady must have got to her phone or turned it something. She left her mom a voicemail. She said that these people were torturing her,
Mm.
right? And I guess, and then it hung up. Then the woman, the wife, shoots the girl, kills her, and then calls 911. Said this little girl was in my house. So they let her bond out. She was in jail for a couple hours because essentially she voluntarily, went to jail with them, whatever. Then they let her bond out
What was this at?
in Charlotte, Carolina, North Carolina.
Oh, you got stand your ground laws on them?
I would. They must do. They must do. But the guy, and they're going to have to get to the bottom of it. They're going to have to look at some cameras and all of that. Like if they go and look at the club cameras and see that the dude, what I'm saying, she followed the dude home and all of that, I'm sure he's got to have some responsibility in this.
So they claimed it was a intruder.
Um, to me, it looked like they were trying to say the one wife was trying to, what do they call that? Crime of passion. Like in other words, oh, I caught you here with my husband. Now I'm shooting you.
These people are they melanated?
Yes.
They are.
Yes.
Oh, and she got off with crime of
Right.
passion, huh?
Right.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay.
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah.
Very interesting.
Right. I mean, at the end of the day, she came home. The chick.
Right. So that's the first. Hey. First thing you gotta ask. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They hate to put colors on it, but it's like,
Yeah.
and I'm shocked to know,
Yeah.
you
They
know,
were.
that you know, they was melanated and
Right.
got off like that.
Right.
Um, that's still not necessarily a good thing for the little girl.
I mean, indeed, it's not because this that the husband was one. What I'm saying, he brought her home. He lured her home. Now,
What the hell? Why would you lure her home? Like hotel, brother, motel, nigga, the park, the parking lot, nigga. Don't take her home. What's wrong with you, man? What was you thinking? Like,
right.
maybe he thought she was out of town or something
I
on
know that's what it
vacation or
seemed to
something
me
like
like.
that.
Did she work a third shift or something?
Nigga,
Like he
I don't
felt
even
like.
care. You don't do that.
I mean, I know, but it seemed like it was something dumb he was thinking.
I,
He thought he was gonna get away with it.
It's got to be a war of roses going on at that house. It's got to be. He got to be mad or something. Payback, something like that.
Man,
It's got to be an
that will get
extreme.
somebody killed.
I mean, it did get somebody
I
killed,
know.
obviously.
I know. So that whatever it was dumb.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty dumb. Little girls, y'all better watch out. These dudes.
Man, come on. He was an older dude too, so she trusted him. You know what I'm saying? Like, surely wherever we're going, this is cool because I'm gonna follow you. You asked me to follow you, whatever. And she probably looking at the silver beard or whatever he had going on.
I guess.
Hey.
I guess. Damn, that's messed up. Learn the hard way.
Yeah, it does. The her mom actually thinks that it was something planned. She feels like they're just a couple who does this. So her family wants them to, wants the police to investigate. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, because the mom feel like, you know what, I think this was on purpose. I think that he took my daughter to his house on purpose. Wife came home and purposely, they.
I mean, if she was being tortured,
Yeah,
they'll surely be able to see that.
right.
I don't know. But we're gonna have to wait for the
Yeah,
rest of the
yes,
information to
yeah,
come out on
yeah.
that. You
This
know.
just happened this weekend, so indeed. So anyway, yeah, be safe out there. You know, Following people home, I don't know. That was probably not a very smart move, but we don't know what happens in
Oh
Carolina.
man. I mean, for me, this it's a new era that we live in now, but you do have a lot of technology, and you might want to turn your location on,
Mm,
check in with some of you with
mhm.
your homegirls or something. If you're gonna do something like that, you know what I'm
Right,
saying. If you're gonna
right,
go home with a guy,
right,
you know,
right. Somebody need to know. Hey, y'all, I'm doing this. I'm leaving with this dude, or I'm gonna follow him. Or matter of fact, let somebody ride with you. Like, yeah, that whole situation was not
I don't
very
think nobody's gonna
wise.
ride with him because it was, you know, I think it was something
Yeah,
between those two,
I
and they didn't need a
mean, yeah,
chaperone.
yeah,
But like I say, in this age of technology, you could be like, hey girl, even you don't even they don't even have to be at the club with you. You could just tell your best friend or whatever, be like, look, I'm going over so and so house. Man, share your location, turn your
right. This is
location
where I
on.
am.
That's where I'm
Soon as you
headed
pull
to.
up, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for something like that, for a
Mhm.
situation like that, you
Yeah,
just
because you
gotta.
didn't even know that dude. You just met him. So that definitely uh. And it could have been a killer couple. Somebody that, you know what I'm saying, that they planned, like go get a girl, let's bring her home. And we're gonna do it
And
in.
say no waiver, no follow. I'm just wondering about the torturing part because if the girl was being tortured, why would they let this lady out? You know,
Right.
when you talk about the autopsy or whatever,
Hmm.
when you look at this girl's body, if she was being tortured,
Right.
why would you let the lady out?
Well, now does torture mean that the wife was doing it too? Maybe it was just the husband.
It don't matter. I mean, torture is torture.
Right.
Like, I would let the lady. Why would you let the lady out if her body, you know what I'm saying, if her body is indicating torture?
Um, I don't know. I mean, I would imagine it
Especially a
depends
black
on.
couple. Nigga. I just can't
Yeah.
see them just letting them out. Be like, look, girl got burn marks on her neck, on her back, no, no,
Right.
no. But we're
Right.
gonna let you out because we
Right.
think you.
Right.
That just don't
Yeah, we
sound
don't
right.
think you did it. Hey, I don't know, but it depends on how the wife was the one who called 911 and said, "Hey, this girl was at my house. I killed her." So I don't know. Depends on her story. She
No,
said something to get her back home in hours. So
yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
So anyway, there's that. Y'all be safe out there. All right, husband. Another one in the books.
There's another one in the book. Chantel, thank you for hanging in there with us, man. You hung on with us pretty much the whole time. Venice, Mama Venice, watching from the back room back there. I'm finna go in there and eat some of her meatloaf, man. We getting home cooked meals on a weeknight. That's what's up.
All right. So next Monday.
Yeah, as far as I know, I don't know.
All right,
Yeah,
y'all. We'll see y'all next Monday. Same jazz time.
same jazz channel.
All right. Be blessed.
Oh, Vanessa hung in the whole time too. She was just quiet. She probably got shocked at some of these stories.
Oh, gosh.
You have a good night as well, Chantel.